what's good, Commanders fans? The last video of the night, they signed a couple more UDFAs, undrafted free agents. I'm gonna talk about the linemen tomorrow and some of the safeties. And they got another running back from Air Force. I'm gonna talk about him probably tomorrow. But some of the guys that I did sit down and watch a little bit. Mitchell Tinsley, the wide receiver from Penn State. Now this guy looks like the Commanders are invested in him working out because they signed a deal, $15,000 signing bonus and a $120,000 base salary guarantee per source. This is per Tom Pelissero. I think he works for NFL Network or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of showing that they believe in it. He's a good player, man. Like, he went to Western Kentucky, then he transferred to Penn State. He did not play with Jahan Dotson. But this guy, he put up some big numbers, man. He put up some big numbers at I think Western Kentucky, 1,402 yards on the season in 2021, and then 577 receiving yards at Penn State, 51 catches, 5 touchdowns. This guy is really good at contested catches, has very strong hands, not scared to take a hit going over the middle. Has strong footwork as well when he does a comeback route or curl route. You can see him plant, and the defender is falling for the fake to go up the field, and Mitchell Tinsley's coming back, so he's really good at that. But like I said, he's really good at going over the middle and taking hits. He's ran a 4.5, 4.6, but he's not the speediest guy out there. But he finds ways to get open, man. And when he doesn't, he's able to get contested catches. Now I know a lot of the times contested catches, they don't really translate to the NFL when you're basing your game off that. But I've seen when I watched him play, he gets open over the middle, slant routes. He does a good job of that. But he's a good receiver, man. He's got some quickness out there as well. They call him the write-up is that he's a possession receiver lacking top end speed. I do see him as a possession receiver, a guy that just moves the chains, moves the sticks on third down. Lacking top end speed and separation quickness, but possessing quality ball skills. Tinsley's lack of suddenness shows up quickly in press release and when trying to separate early in the route, but he's very willing in the middle of the field. That's what I saw too, and has terrific ball skills. So yeah, I mean, he's a hands catcher too. He uses his hands, not much of a body catcher. He's out there putting his hands out, putting his mitts out there, ready to get the football. Strengths possessed, NFL frame, has big hands, has the physicality to create breathing room at the top of the route. Big time focus, intensity. When ball goes up, able to track and bring throws in over the shoulder as well. Ignores distractions and catches the traffic. That's what I'm saying too. Like, he took a couple hits and he's hanging onto the football. Puts in his work when asked to block in the run game as well. Very physical blocker as well. He is 6'1", 206 pounds, 5 touchdowns. That stands out to me. That's pretty good. It's not bad at all. And then there's a stat that I found too. So contested catch rate in the 2021, 2022 seasons. He had a 54.8% contested catch rate, which is really good, which was only behind Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. Jordan Addison was behind him with 47.2. Zay Flowers from Boston College had a 46.2. And then Quentin Johnson from TCU had 35.7% contested catch rate. So Tinsley was second, right behind Smith and Jigba. So that's pretty darn good there. I think we got a good player in Mitchell Tinsley. I don't know if he's going to make the roster because, of course, you still have Diami. Anybody can. I'm not impressed with Marcus Kemp. I think he's a special teams guy. Then you got the other wide receiver, kick returner. I think he's going to make it. The guy from UCLA. You got Daxon Milne. I think the guy from UCLA is going to make it. I really do. I think he's super talented. I really do. We need a punt returner, so I think he's going to make it really off of special teams. And he can play running back too, so he can be a Swiss Army knife, a weapon out there. I think his name's like Zamir, something like that from UCLA. But I like Mitchell Tinsley, man. He can play, man. He can get open. And he really has good hands. I like how he's a hands catcher. I think he's talented. So transitioning to Chase Brice, he's coming in for a minicamp workout quarterback because we didn't draft a quarterback. We didn't sign Malik Cunningham as a UDFA, which I actually wanted to do that. We didn't go after Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA or the guy from BYU, Jaron Hall, I think. Jake Hayner, any of the late round quarterbacks we just didn't go after. I think the only quarterback we really had somewhat interest in was Hendon Hooker. There was the rumors about trading up to get him, but that never happened. I don't know how true those rumors really were. But yeah, we just didn't really make much of an effort to get a quarterback. So it is what it is. Jake Fromm's the third quarterback on the roster behind Brissett and Sam Howell and Brissett. So I think we do need some competition for that third spot. So he is Tom Pelissero again says former Appalachian State quarterback Chase Brice committed to the Falcons and Commanders rookie minicamps per source. A couple NFL teams getting a closer look at Brice, who finished his college career with 9,451 passing yards and 73 touchdown passes. Now, He played for a couple of teams. He played for Clemson behind Trevor Lawrence, where Trevor Lawrence got hurt against Syracuse. And Chase Brice did a good job because they were about to get upset by Syracuse, but Chase Brice came in and weathered the storm and played really well as a backup. He played for Duke, where he didn't have a good season. He had 10 touchdowns, 15 picks. And then Appalachian State, of course, they're good for upsetting people. Last year in 2022, they upset Texas A&M 14-17. And then watch the game against UNC, where it was 63-61. Chase Brice had 20. He went 25 for 36, 361 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Man, he's got some good touch on the ball, on his passes, good velocity on his passes. He throws a very catchable ball, gives his receivers a chance. He leads guys, has precision passing as well. Not the most mobile guy in the world, but he can move and he can evade the rush. And there was times at Clemson where they had running plays for him. Like, watch the Notre Dame game where it was a bowl game and they had a design run for him. He went up the field for like 20, 25 yards. So he's got some mobility to him for sure, and some confidence and a little bit of swag to him as well. So kind of reminds me of Garrett Gilbert a little bit when we signed him. Was that last year or a couple of years ago? Garrett Gilbert, I think he was the one that played against the Eagles during that COVID game or that virus game. And we ended up losing to the Eagles, of course, because we were just so undermanned. But Garrett Gilbert actually came out there, threw a nice pass to Terry McLaurin, threw a nice pass to John Bates where he got yak. I think Chase Brice is a guy that could come into a game and possibly do something like that as an emergency quarterback. So I'll read the write-up for Chase Brice as well. Former Clemson quarterback who was very productive at Appalachian State over the past 2 seasons. Displays terrific patience, remains poised in the pocket. Yes, he is poised in the pocket. He keeps his eyes downfield, sells ball fakes, goes to the safe underneath outlet if nothing else is available, and buys time for receivers. I think he's a smart decision maker. I think he's good on the move too. Bootlegs, when he rolls out to the right. At Clemson, you saw him hit a couple guys down the field when he rolls out, and then Appalachian State, you can see them run that same play. He rolled out to the left as well and hit a couple guys downfield. The write-up continues to say, sits in the pocket and takes a big hit in order to get the pass away, displays a sense of timing on throws, and doesn't have receivers waiting for the ball to arrive, accurate and short and intermediate field. Weaknesses, doesn't drive deep throws, loses accuracy, throwing on a move, not a nimble or elusive. Quarterback has thrown 17 picks over the past 2 years. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to make the roster. Could it be a practice squad guy? We'll see. But like I said, he's in that Garrett Gilbert. I think he's better than a guy like Nate Sudfeld. But like I said, Garrett Gilbert, I think he'd be like a Garrett Gilbert kind of guy. A good backup for sure. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you guys think about those 2 picks as they sign more UDFAs. I'm going to try to make some more videos about the rest of the UDFAs that they sign, like the DB out of Illinois, the guy from Air Force, stuff like that, and just do a UDFA wrap-up. And, of course, grade the draft. Like I said, while I was at the draft party, with so much going on, because I know people are upset that we didn't draft a tight end, we didn't draft a linebacker, we didn't draft a late-round quarterback. Some people are upset we didn't get Zach Evans from Mississippi. Like, some people don't even like Rodriguez because he's not more of a like a J.D. McKissick type of back, that we still may have to go after Jared McKinnon or something like that, like a third down back. Or more of a pass-catching back out of the backfield. And of course, once again, just not signing a linebacker. Again, this is 2 drafts in a row where Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio did not sign a linebacker or draft a linebacker. And we haven't even signed a linebacker so far through undrafted free agency as well. So, and the tight end, I thought we should have drafted a tight end, but they said they like their tight end, so I wasn't surprised. I like Zach Kuntz a lot. But it is what it is on that. So we'll talk about that and just talk about the consensus and media grades that were given out for sure. Like I said, I like the Forbes pick. I like Quan Martin. Of course, you can argue and say where they drafted too high. You may have some validity with your argument for sure. But it is what it is on that part. You know what Ron Rivera likes to do. He likes to draft who he likes, of course, instead of going by the board. So I respect it. I do. I respect it. If that's how he feels, we'll see how these guys work out. So, all right, you guys. Martin Mayhew did say that he should have been more aggressive in trading up. They traded up for the defensive end. So you got 2 defensive ends and didn't get a tight end, which in my opinion is a little questionable, or a linebacker, but it is what it is on that part. So, but they did get some offensive linemen. I'll talk more about this tomorrow. But all right, you guys. Thank you for rocking with me today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Healthy Commanders. Peace.